Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan.
What's up, guys? We are long overdue for putting a new air pump on Jack's bridge tanks over here. We have a big under gravel filter in the central tank, and luckily Hygger sent us one. We've been kind of working with them, reviewing and unboxing some of their products. This is the HG946. This is the Hygger adjustable eco air pump. This is a 10 watt. They make a 5 watt, which is supposedly goes up to a 150 gallon tank or something like that. And then the 10 watt, which goes up to 600. Now, a lot of people would say, hey, why you need such a big one if this is only 40 gallons in the middle? Part of the reason is because these pumps go way underneath this dresser. They come all the way up the back and all the way up around. So there's quite a bit of pressure. Plus, even though this tank's only 40 gallons, that one's 20 and this one's 20. And they're connected by these bridges. So all that water pressure, which is like, 80 to 100 gallons of water, is going back down underneath here. So we're going to pump these guys up. We're going to take these old pumps off, and we're going to open this up. Check it out. Ready?
Yes. Let's go over this tank system really quick. Explain it to you guys. So there's the intake, and it goes through this tube, through this light fixture here. And then it goes and ends up in this hang in the back filter.
In the last tank, right?
Yes, in this third tank here.
And that's where it dumps out.
It dumps out, the water dumps out, and then is picked up by the aqua bridge.
Flows to the aqua bridge.
And then, yes, and then it
into
drops
the middle
out here,
tank.
Goes in the middle tank, and then it goes into this one.
Oh, there goes one of the Garamis right through there.
And as, yeah, they like to use those, and then and then the water goes.
Oh, there he goes.
Back around here.
Into the last tank.
And it's just kind of an ongoing system.
Yeah, and then the pre-filter picks it back up again and cycles through. So the pre-filter does a little filtering, and the hang on the back does a little filtering. But one of the things we did, in addition, of course, to the plants, which filter a lot of the bad stuff out, in this middle tank, we did a under gravel filter, right?
Which we often like to do with a lot of our tanks. And
because they're super
yes,
awesome.
You can see we have these air pumps, these 4 air pumps here. But some of them aren't really working that well.
Right.
They don't have that much pressure, which is why we needed a new pump. We don't really have any really powerful pumps.
Right, we just have a lot of old ones,
yes.
And we've just been substituting them. So these are the air stacks. So as that air pumps up these stacks, it kind of pulls the water down through the gravel, it gets filtered, and then it comes back up. And all those pumps, like we were saying in the introduction, are down here. So we're going to pull them out, and we're going to take a look at them, and we're going to try this new one. All right, so here we go. So at one point in time, we had like 2 of these big whispers down here because they have 2 ports, as you can see. But they've just gotten so old over time, and even though we put new filters and stuff on them, which we've done videos on, that one side doesn't even work. So we have one shaft going through this tube, and then this one has one going into it, and then this one, I think, goes into 2. Yeah, because it's a little bit more of a powerful one. Even though it's smaller, it's just younger. I think it's got some caulk or something on it there. And we have it splitting into 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide these up. This new one has 2 ports. So we're going to put 2 of the stacks on one and 2 of the stacks on another one and see how it works in comparison. Because like I said, look at these. I mean, they're quite weak. You can see through the roots. I mean, some of them are just barely bubbling. All right, Jeff's going to start opening this up here. This is a pretty large pump. Again, this is the 10 watt. This is the 946. Now, they do have one that is also supposed to be more of a quiet one or silent one. They were out of stock of that. It's a pretty good size, guys.
That's pretty big.
It's like, I want to say 6 inches by 4 inches. It does have the 2 ports. Now, one of the things that, it's not too heavy, though. One of the things that is pretty cool is it does have these little rubber feet. So they'll kind of stick if you have a surface that it could slide off of. It's kind of like their little suction cuppies. That's kind of neat, isn't it?
That's pretty neat.
But it's going to sit on the carpet. Plus, it's going to be underneath the dresser. Plus, this does make noise just from the water dripping, and I don't know that it's going to be too loud or anything. It's supposed to be quiet anyway. This also has a dial. So we're going to kind of take it down. And it does have the 2 ports. So what we're going to do is, you can see what we did here. We have 2 of the stacks on one side going into 1 and 2 on the other. We had these 4 tubes kind of coming down here anyway, and 4 check valves. So we just joined them together with one of these little Y things, and we're gonna put cable, tube on there, plug them both into this guy, and we're gonna see what it can do here. Okay guys, so this 5-watt one here that we talked about is $35.99. The 10-watt is $48.99. Use code Jack and Dan though, and you get 50% off like all Hygger products. And that goes for anything that you want to get on their site at all. So if you want to shop on here, obviously you could look for anything and put in code Jack and Dan, you're going to get 15% off. So this is the one that's $48.99. And again, lots of cool detail here. We'll put a link in the description to this, and you can check out more. Here's the dimensions like we were talking about. It is, yeah, 6.5 inches by 5.5 by 3.5. Should still be able to fit underneath your dresser though, kiddo. So let's get it under there and see what happens. This pump is just barely going to fit underneath the corner of this, but again, this is an older dresser. One of the whole reasons, guys, that we did this whole thing, just in case you've never seen any of these videos, is if you look here, this is Jack's great-grandmother's dresser. And so we wanted to keep it, but we wanted to give his fish more room. And so the reason that we did this is we had these 2 taller tanks, and that's why we did the bridges instead of putting a bigger tank, because we couldn't fit it. So anyway, this is a really cool old dresser, kind of a family heirloom, 4th generation. This little guy right here is going to just fit underneath here. We actually pop those little extra feet off, and we're just going to slide it underneath there. But before we do that, we're going to put this little hand pump on here. We've done this before in videos. You get one of these little bicycle pumps, hook it up to here, and now Jack, show up here in there. What we're going to do is we're just going to give this a really good pump with this bicycle pump. And what that's going to do is that's really just going to kind of see kind of that green stuff. It's going to kind of clean those stones off a little bit. So it's a really cool idea to do that. And then go ahead and show the other side, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And again, just like a beach ball kind of adapter. Go ahead and show the other side there. And again, you can see, just kind of give them a nice big pump. And it just, see some of that green stuff kind of coming off those stones and everything. Something we do in a lot of videos just to remind people that it's a real easy way to kind of clean your stones off without disassembling everything. So yeah, get yourself a little bicycle pump or something, pump those up. Now I wanted to show this too real quick. These are also metal prongs. And if you've been in the fish hobby at all, you notice that that's a really cool thing, because if you have plastic ones, they can sometimes break off. So that's a really cool added bonus. So they're metal. We got the one on. We're going to pop the other one on, and that's really cool. And they're pretty fat. They're actually hard to get on, so you don't have to worry about them slipping off. You just got to get them on there real good, though. That's actually really nice because you don't have to worry about them slipping off. All right, so we got it hooked up. As you can see, those 2 stacks over there are going good, and these 2 stacks are going good here. There's a lot of roots from all the pothos, so and it's a little cloudy because we blew those out. But we just wanted to kind of show this. The one stack was getting way more air than the other, and so if you've never used these kind of little valves, you can get these for really inexpensive. You know, you can get a packet of 4 of them or so. It's a little dial. So we put that in line with this last stack and turned it so it diverted some of the air more toward that stack. And as you can see, they're all pretty. Now, it does, of course, have a dial over here. We have it all the way up right now. We're probably going to turn it down a little bit just because we don't want so much of the air to evaporate and stuff like that. So I'm just turning that down a little bit. And as you can see, that's calming down a little bit now. That's about the kind of flow we want. We want a good amount of air moving, but we don't want it to, you know, hit the surface and just like splash everywhere. Even though we have a lid, it'll still kind of creep out and cause more dehydration and evaporation and stuff like that. So yeah, as you can see, pretty quiet and everything. Let's go ahead and put this down underneath the dresser here and see what happens. Yeah, so that's pretty perfect. We got this under here. I gotta tell you guys, me and Jack were both talking like, this thing's really quiet. I mean, I don't know what the silent one does, but this one doesn't make any noise at all. It's kind of cool because even though it's underneath the dresser here, the dial is facing right here, so we can kind of turn it up and down whenever we want. And we kind of do the same thing. He's got his little timer thing here. And if he wants to turn the manual lights on and off, he can just switch this and then, you know, tuck it underneath. So it's kind of neat and clean there. Definitely better than that whole mess of multiple pumps that we had.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, totally cool. We just wanted to show these 2 real quick. These are these little Y connectors, just in case you've never seen them. And you can buy, 4 of these for $1 or $2. And the same thing with those little things, the dials, you can get about 4 for $1 or so, and same kind of thing to use on there. And that's not uncommon that necessarily one line would be longer than another. So again, this is for a 600-gallon tank. As you can see, we could definitely turn it up quite a bit. But the thing is these are coming up all the way behind here, up into this tank. And that's, really causing a lot of pressure to push down on them. So we turned it down about halfway. So yeah, it still has a lot of energy left in it. And I would assume that if we blew those stones out a little better or put new stones in, but you can see that's still quite a bit of air. And as you can see, we always put our heaters next to our stacks because we want that hot air, getting blown and things like that. Let me just back up so you can see this whole system. Those of you who are, new to our channel or have not seen this system, it has grown. It started off again as a smaller tank, then we added this tank, then we got a bigger tank, then we added another tank, added a bridge, and this is just a huge kind of system. We have hill stream loaches, many different kinds of hill stream loaches, a huge family of golden gouramis, a huge family of albino bristlenose plecos, and there's some of the hill streams right there with on the glass, there's another one over there, and some of the golden gouramis. And the golden gouramis really use these bridges a lot. They go through them all the time. The other thing we have in here is, of course, the wonderful striated Botia tiger loaches. Now, a lot of them, because we were messing with the tanker height, there's a couple. There's about 15, 16 of those in here, and they go in all these little areas here, and in the cars, one of their favorite places they hang out. And they always are in the roots, cleaning the roots of the pothos and stuff like that. And they do go through the tanks. There's, looks like, one of the big female gouramis right there coming over. They go from tank to tank in the bridges all the time. And so the nice part about having this new air pump is it helps to aerate the water. It helps to clean the water. Like Jack said, it comes down here, goes in here. You've got this huge pothos root system. Goes through, gets filtered again, goes through, goes up again. There's a pre-filter on there. We only have to clean that every couple of months. And it goes to the hang on the back, which, again, we hardly ever have to clean because the pre-filter catches a lot of this stuff. We actually put a rock we got from another YouTuber over here. Nicole Hykes a lot, really cool gal. And she made us a little frog rock. And we covered that so that the light doesn't hit this and grow a bunch of algae. Because we use the track lighting. So it's just a matter of a balance, getting the filtration and the plants and the fish and the lighting on timers and everything. And of course, these are Jack's Wall of Fame here, all the other YouTubers that we talked to and fish tubers that we've communicated with and put their stickers and everything up here too. You can see here is, here's it's one of our favorite little hill stream loaches right there. Really, really, really cool and reticulated one right there. So yeah, lots and lots of cool life in here. We recently added a bunch more hill streams. You can see them all over the glass, kind of cleaning the glass. This is a very low maintenance tank, isn't it? I mean, there's just hardly anything we have to do for it. Between the under gravel filter, all the glass cleaning fish we have in here, the pothos, the under gravel filter, this new pump's gonna help a lot. Again, what's the code?
Jack and Dan.
Jack and Dan. We'll put a link in the description. Put in Jack and Dan, get 15% off. $48 pump, so that'll be, $7-8 off there, get it for about $40. Pretty awesome deal, wouldn't you say?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we dig it. I mean, it definitely seems to last. Like all of the products that we review, we will do a 6-month or so follow-up on it, and we'll kind of show, hey, is this still functioning well? Is this still doing well? Also, for those people who have never seen this tank, we'll put a little footage at the end of this video of the night lights. We got meteorite lights, don't we?
Yeah.
Stargazer lights behind the ceiling paint in the back that you can't see anything. It looks white right now. You can see a little bit of glances, but at night, looks like when all the lights are off, big meteors. And I think the next step in this guy is now going to be, we're going to add some more gouramis. We love the gouramis, don't we?
Yeah, they're really cool. We might add chocolate gouramis.
We're thinking of chocolate gouramis, more golden gouramis, maybe some pearl gouramis. Yeah. We love the feelers. Gouramis got the feelers, right? Yeah, we love the feelers.
They're just cool looking, yeah.
Yeah, they go through the bridges and they feel it with their feelers and stuff. This is one of the big ladies that we have here. Look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. So we've got quite a few females, older ones and younger ones, and a couple of males. Who knows, maybe they'll breed one of these days. We'll kind of see how it goes. But thanks for watching, guys. Check out the links, check out the code and everything, and we'll put some music and maybe the night lights here just to show everybody. And we'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.